Welcome, lovely folks of the YouTube, to the greatest league of all time, Lantern Control. I have an extremely good track record with this deck. The last time that I played a Lantern Control deck for a Donation Deck Thursday, we got a 5-0, so 100% win rate. Gonna hope to try and keep that in today's video. For those of you who have not seen Lantern Control, the goal of the deck is to deck your opponent. So we are utilizing the combination of Lantern of Insight, which lets both players play with the top card of their library revealed, and Codex Shredder, which is a card that you can tap to target player mills a card. So you can control all of your draw steps. Also, early on, you can control your own draw steps because you really want to dig as quickly as possible to an Ensnaring Bridge. The goal is you set up Lantern, Shredder, have a bridge in play so they can attack, and then not only you're milling them out, but you're also controlling their draw steps so that they can't draw relevant cards. Past that, the rest of the deck is there's Pyxis of Pandemonium, which kind of does like a Lantern of Insight or a Codex Shredder impersonation. You have Ancient Stirrings to help find your pieces, a bunch of discard spells. We have Talismans to ramp up to not only Bridge but also Karn. A couple of Assassin's Trophies, and then Mishra's Bauble just for cycling, along with Urza Saga. Card's great. Also, you can sometimes win games with Saga, but it usually doesn't come up that often. And then most of the sideboard is dedicated towards the Karn package, so Chalice, the One Ring, Damping Sphere, Cursed Totem, it's good against Yawgmoth and other creature-based combo strategies. Underworld Cookbook, which is very important because sometimes you just have extra cards in hand that you need to discard to get under a bridge. Pithing Needle, Grafdigger's Cage, Elixir of Immortality for the mill matchup, and a Welding Jar. Rest of the sideboard is a couple of removal spells, a couple more Assassin's Trophies, and a Miser's Surgical Extraction. So, yeah, this is... the league's probably going to take a while, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Anyways, I mean, I have double Saga. I'm going to keep this. This hand can't be that bad. I'm going to bubble them first. Get full information on the discard spell. Windswept Teeth, huh? 4-color. You kept this hand? I mean, they're not going to get punished. Well, they kind of are, right? Why did they keep that hand? That's the greediest keep I've ever seen. They just kept a 1-lander on the draw. What a Chad. They just knew. They have Moto hacks. They knew they were drawing a land. You know for a fact they're going to draw a second Ren next turn, too. Like, they're 100% the draw to the Ren. It's not even close. No, what about the Pinkertons? What about the Pinkertons? Okay. Can hold up the Bauble on myself. This is my favorite Motionless song by far. It's so good. I want to go see them again. White-black. I'm going to Binding my Talisman? Alright, well, I think it's again. Bauble me. Definitely don't want that. It's everything but Con. Voices. That's super awkward, right? So they have what? Ring, Solitude, Solitude, Nissa, Bolt X. Do I just not Thoughtseize them this turn? I don't really need to, right? Like, I guess worst case is they draw a land for Nissa. What do I get? Could Needle Ring? Ooh, you know what the other line is? The other line is Lantern of Insight. If their top card is a land, discard spell the Nissa. If not, then just play the Saga. Kind of like that. Let's do that. Okay, top card is a land. So let's go Inquisition the Nissa. Guess Teferi is also kind of a problem. No, because they can only kill one construct with Teferi. They can Solitude the other one. No, we can fight through a Teferi. It's not that big of a deal. We have a Shredder on top, which is actually kind of gas. This is like the nuts. You don't think this is good in their hand without a fetch? Yeah, maybe. Maybe you just let them have the Nissa. Take Teferi. Could be too. I don't mind them having the ring, because I can just Thoughtseize the ring next turn. Okay, Misty on top. They always drew the land. Well, we knew the land was on top because of the Lantern, right? We knew the land was on top. We have perfect information now, which is the nice thing about getting the Lantern too. Okay, I'm going to write cards down that are not revealed that I know they have down here. Well, land 4 is irrelevant. I'm just going to Thoughtseize the ring anyways. 4th land's completely irrelevant. Doesn't matter at all. Nebula, thank you very much for the raid. I appreciate that. Okay, so they are going to protect Teferi. Kind of fine with that. So they pitch Tude. Token down. Thoughtseize ring. And then play Saga, play Shredder. I do not care about the Fury, right? Yeah, I don't care about the Fury. You can have that. I kind of want to draw the Saga too, right? I definitely care about that. I have to have a draw step stop. Okay, plus is fine. So Misty... Oh, it's Fury. They played the Misty, so we know Fury Bolt. Go end of turn. I think I draw the Saga. Yeah. Milieu. Sure, that's fine. They never have a window to Fury your constructs before they become a 5/5. Right, yeah. Okay, I don't care about Halfling. That's totally fine. I'll draw the Saga. Another Lantern. I don't necessarily want that. We can decide if we want to fetch that away. Yeah, you can draw Halfling. Yeah, Binding. I don't want them to draw that. Plus the Fairy is fine. So they're going to play Halfling as a chump blocker so they can protect Teferi, but I can just Needle Teferi. I don't know if the game is over, but I think it's pretty close to over. Right? So we know about Fury. I think I do care about the Binding, so let's mill the Binding. Yeah, they were probably supposed to save fetches. Okay, I do care about that, but we can answer that next turn. I don't want to shuffle the Lantern. I think I'm drawing the Lantern. Oh, right, they can bolt the token. That's a good point. Okay, I mean, whatever, that's fine. We have 2 more Sagas. I don't really care about that. It's very, very marginal. Okay, so why don't we go... Make a token. Resolve this. So... This is a little awkward. I kind of have to Needle Teferi, right? Yeah, I think I have to Needle Teferi. Do I just let them have the Ren for a turn? Holy shit, I have a Karn on top. Well, now I actually don't want to crack the fetch to play the Lantern. Because... Okay, they just scooped anyways. Yeah, they knew they were dead. But yeah. Okay, cool. Sweet. That was easy. This matchup does seem pretty good. So this is all Karn stuff, plus Jegantha. Do we want any of these cards is the question. I don't know. Could just run it back. This league is going to take 4 hours. Honestly, Tombird, the last time that I played Lantern, I think it took less than 2 hours. It actually didn't take that long, because people were conceding. It all depends on whether or not people know when to concede against Lantern. You know what I mean? What would you cut for trophy? Could shave on Talisman, maybe? We don't really need to go fast in this matchup. Yeah, people just get bored. Yeah, we probably don't need 4 bridges. And having access to one of the board for Karn could be good. Could do this. Bridge Bauble. You want to keep Talisman? That's fair, too. I'll buy that. Do you cut a bridge in a lot of matchups for Karn? I feel like you would. We could Karn for Bauble, yeah. Just what I've always wanted to do. I mean, this hand has a turn 3 Karn. I'm going to keep it. Right, yeah. Yeah, boarding out a bridge actually gives us more bridges. What if I just didn't play this? They have pending. Although, given that I have Karn, I would almost rather have them pending this. I'll just play it. Bauble Garden can cycle itself. True. Forest. I don't think I'm going to mill Forest. There's a Ren on top. I would have milled it. Black-red. Oh, do they have Chalice? Is there a reason to mill myself in this version? We're not playing with Academy Ruins, right? I guess the reason is just the Shredder. Yeah, I'll mill myself. Bad. Oh, actually, I should have baubled myself, right? Yeah, I fucked up. I should have baubled myself. Then bauble myself. If the top card's bad, I can shred it away. I didn't think about that. I mean, there's arguments for both, right? If I bauble them and see a Ren, I definitely want to shred it. Bounce Talisman's kind of annoying. You should bounce Talisman. They're bouncing Codex Shredder? Alright, sure. Guess I'll mill myself. Mill yourself now. Oh, because they have the Chalice. That's why they're bouncing Shredder. Got it, okay. And it makes sense, right? They don't know that I have Karn. That's a phenomenal... Oh, I misclicked. Whatever, it's fine. I meant to play the Saga that turn. Panda, thank you very, very much for the 29 months. Appreciate that. Thank you for the sub. Wish I didn't misclick on the Saga. And they lack the critical information. Semantic ending? Just an Omnath. Okay, what are we getting with Karn? Probably get Ring, right? I mean, Ring's pretty good. Just go Ring Shredder. Can go Ring Inquisition. It's probably better. What you got over there? Nothing. Solitude Ring Omnath. Cool. Okay. Solitude Ring Omnath. Get Bridge. Could get Bridge, right? Land down to 4. Bridge up to 5. Bridge Shredder back down to 3. Yeah, Bridge this turn, then Needle for Teferi next turn. I don't hate that. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, you want to Needle their Ring. No, we don't need to Needle their Ring. Yeah, I like Bridge here. Bridge is good. Play Saga. Yeah, this makes sense. No might in the board for Ring. Well, we don't need it because we have Karn, right? Yeah, that's true too. If we get the Ring this turn, then we lose the Karn to Omnath. So we can just basically get the Bridge this turn, keep the Karn, and then get Ring next turn. Well, we kind of have to get the Needle next turn. The Teferi is going to be a problem, because they can go bounce Bridge, kill Karn. So I think I'll probably get Needle next turn. But also Trophy Teferi, I guess. We could just go Trophy Teferi, play Ring. Maybe that's better. Sure. I accept. Yeah, Fury would kind of suck. This game's pretty close to over. You have a lattice? What do you mean I have a lattice? Oh, garden. Sure. Yeah. I was like, lattice, what the hell? Okay, what did they play that turn? They played Fetch, Solitude, Omnath, Ring. They play other stuff too. I don't know. We probably know some of the cards in their hand. I can't be bothered to figure it out, though. This is my farewell. Milling ourselves for the Shredder, because we can shred something back. Actually, do we even get Ring here? I guess they answered that question, huh? See, that's the thing about Lantern Leagues. They don't actually take long, because people just get frustrated. This hand's based. God, this hand is actually broken. This is just like, this is the nuts, right? There probably should be a Might in the sideboard. Oh. Well. This is unfortunate. How's our living in matchup? Well, they probably can't beat Bridge game 1, right? So we just have to find Bridge. Yeah, this hand was based. There's no way they don't have Foundation Breaker main deck. There's no way. Yeah, they could have Otawara Boseiju. Yeah, forced to. They have outs. I'm saying like a Resolve Bridge. They have Nightmares. They look at my hand and they just immediately are overwhelmed with this mirage of Nightmares. They selected Lantern of Insight. It's actually pretty important that we hit Pyxis and not the other one. Okay, so here's the question. I have a couple of different things I can do with this Bauble. I can wait until they fetch with the Pyxis up, and then if their top card is good, I can Pyxis it, or I can Bauble myself before playing my land, and then if it's good, play Marsh. If it's bad, play Catacombs. Yeah, I guess we don't really care about their cards. We just care about finding Bridge, so I'll just do it this way. And it kind of gives me more looks, right? I think? It gives me more looks, I guess. It does. It does give me more looks. It's like a redraw that is also a scry one. Thinking about forcing this? Okay. That card's actually really good against us. Because they can, like, if we get into a spot where we have Lantern Pyxis, they can cycle Wraith in response. I wonder if they were supposed to hold that. Is there any reason to just, like, YOLO activate Pyxis in the dark? I guess there's not a reason not to, right? Might as well. Yeah, we have Karn too. There's one thing I miss. I don't think I want that. Go. Can't you just exile it with the Pyxis? Well, I think I'd rather have it in my deck because I eventually want it, but not now, right? Does that make sense? Like, not a card. It's a card that I want later. If it was a land that I could exile with Pyxis. I don't want lands later. Does it not indicate which ones are exiled to it? Well, they're face down. I don't know if that matters, but it's like, this is what they look like in the exile pile. Well, that's bad. Alright, find bridge. 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 Yeah, maybe it's just maybe it's better to get higher odds in the bridge. Yeah, it just says face down card. You're a face down card. Yeah, with a fetch land. I'm not taking the time to figure out what's in my deck list. You know what I mean? I'm not doing that. That would take like... no, I'm not doing that. No shot. There's no chance I'm spending that much time. Bridge. 3, 6, 10, 13, 15. Alright, well, we're not dead. Yeah, one more turn. I mean, they definitely have force right if they're tanking. They, like, 100% have force. No, I think you should needle a real card there, because they could play an aura. After all... I'm just gonna get Outburst anyways, alright? We're dead to Outburst. I didn't have Outburst. No, I don't think you could check after game 1. It's just, it remains a mystery. It's not like Morphs, where it has to be a specific type of card that you can morph. Because it's a face-down card, that could be literally anything. I think there's like a specific designation. Bridge. I just want to see if they had the force. Yeah, they did. Alright, well. Didge. Okay, Chalice on the board for Karn, I think. Bring in just the Surgical. I think I want trophies. What do they sideboard? Not a lot, right? We could potentially want the Jar or the Cage as Saga targets. Oh no, Cage doesn't work, right? Yeah, Cage does not work. Wouldn't Chalice be better in the deck then for Karn? Well, no, because you can't search the Chalice, right? And because we're on the play, turn 2 Talisman, turn 3 Karn for Chalice is still fast enough. Maybe on the draw you bring in the Chalice, but not on the play. Alright, your link is not working, Otter. Yeah, I don't know what's up with the link, but it's not working. Oh, here it is. Now we're good. In the queue. Cut a trophy, maybe? You know what? I'm actually going to cut the other trophy and bring in the Jar. So we can Saga for Jar to protect Bridge. Because they're going to have Breaker and Force post board. And if I resolve Karn, I'm just going to get Chalice every time. Rokardito with a song request. In the queue. This hand does not really... Well, it kind of does it. Because we can Stirrings for a land. Stirrings for a land. Turn 2 Shredder Lantern. It's close. I think it might be a mulligan, though. Because this hand doesn't even really have good outs to bridge, because we have to find a land and a bridge. Yeah, I think I'm going to ship this. Unfortunate. Just going to go to 5, I guess. I mean, this one kind of has higher upside, given that we have Talisman and Karn. Actually, you know what? Keep it. Might be kind of a loose keep, but I think I'm going to keep it. Not only do we not have a land on top, they also have a Force of Vigor on top. Am I just sacrificing the Lantern? God, this is so bad. I don't even want to play anymore. I don't even want to play anymore. Kind of just want to concede. So I could crack the Lantern to shuffle myself. Probably have to. Maybe Breeding Pool on top. All right. We're cooking with gas. We're cooking with gas. Now we could take Force next turn, draw land, slam Karn. But then we still lose to the Force. Force of Vigor, that is. Even if we get to take their Force negation this turn. They forced an Inquisition of Kozilek. That is aggressive. Pitch Curator. Okay. That is an absurdly aggressive Force negation. I mean, we know they have. Oh, we don't know about the Breeding Pool because they shuffle. We know they have Force of Vigor. Dude, people are gonna pay me to play this deck. What do you want from me? I just want a Saga. Actually, no, I want just any other land that's not a Saga. I don't even think I want to play the Shredder into the Force. Maybe I'm supposed to play the Shredder and bait the Force, and then I can go Karn Chalice next turn. Yeah, maybe they don't have a green card in hand for the Force of Vigor. Maybe that was right. This is the Otterhouse song request. Like MH3 will have Scarecrows that beat the other Horizons cards like Forces Elementals. Why would they have to be Scarecrows? Like, why specifically Scarecrows? Why can't they be, like, Sloths? Okay, well, if I find a bridge, I can maybe beat this. Eh, probably not. Yeah, we're dead. We know they have Force of Vigor. I'm off it. Next. Such a weird number. Keep. This is what we call the nuts. The nuts. Don't play Ragavan. Please, for the love of God, do not cast Ragavan. Come on. Couldn't be on the play, huh? Couldn't be on the play? I guess good news is the rest of their hand sucks. You know they're going to hit my second card next turn. Not the next turn, but the turn after. I don't even know. I guess I take Channeler. Lala. So they can go land Talisman Shredder. They're just gonna go Shredder pass. Okay, Island Shredder. So we know they have Shredder bolts. Okay. It's not horrendous. If I double Shredder, they get the trigger there. Shredder. We're playing a Shredder mirror match. Whose Shredder is better? Probably not mine. Should I trophy their Ragavan? That feels horrendous. Whatever, you can have a loot. I don't care. Ask me if I care. The answer is I don't. Better with cheddar. I had some cheddar this morning. Made a cheddar, bacon and cheddar omelet. It's pretty good. Was I? Was that a swamp over there? No, but you wouldn't know. Could be anything. La la. Haven't heard this song in a minute. Opponent, what are you doing? Where are you at? Come back. Couldn't tell on mobile. Yeah, nobody knows. Could be anything. Yeah, I'm planning on doing some Vintage Cube tomorrow. Because tomorrow's a shorter stream anyways. And it was where they fucking jostle it. Shredder pass. I probably should be shredding myself. I guess we're just making tokens. Is there any world we can race them with tokens? No, they'd get the bolt the first one. Just dead. And they didn't play a land last turn, which means they drew a spell. I will make a token. I feel like this game would have been a lot different if I was in the play. Given that I would have Thoughtseized their Ragavan, and the rest of their hand was not very good. But we just lost to this card. Why do you always say dumb shit, Tonber? 6. Just have no outs. Oh, I see. Okay. Alright, we'll draw Bridge, and they won't have a counter spell. I don't even know if we can get enough cards out of our hand. We draw Bridge. You win. Alright, let's bring in Trophy, and definitely want Fatal Push, because hashtag fuck Ragavan. What do I cut against them? Do I want to bridge in the sideboard? Maybe shave, like, a couple baubles. I don't know if we need 3 needles against them. 3 seems like a lot. I kind of want to put a bridge in the board so I can have it for Karn. I'll do this. I don't know if it's right, but it's kind of what feels right to me. It's harder. Ring is harder to beat for Blue-Red than Bowmaster is. Yeah, that makes sense, especially because Blue-Red just has a bunch of ways to kill Bowmaster. Yeah, post-board you would Needle Explosives. That seems like the one that would come up the most. Otawara. Those are the 2 that come to mind. But there's not a lot of targets. They don't have Planeswalkers. The pile of needles are much better against 4-color, where they have, like, Teferi, Wrenn and 6, Ring, etc., etc. Not as good against Murktide. This. I'm gonna lead Inquisition. Also, cut a needle, still drew 2. I hope their hand is, like, Spire Bluff Canal, Scalding Tarn, 2 1-drops. We take a 1-drop, they lead on Spire Bluff, and then we just needle Scalding Tarn. That's what I hope happens. Well, it's not what's gonna happen. Take Channeler, let them preordain. Take Counterspell next. Definitely taking Channeler first. For sure. Okay, that was their draw step. I wonder if they should have still played Steam Vents first, just to give me less information. It's marginal, but could come up. That's kind of a sick draw. Question is, do I Thoughtseize? They went top-bottom. They definitely would top a threat here, right? I think I'm gonna Thoughtseize. They topped Cast into Fire. Which is really bad if I let them have it. I mean, if there's no way that they would... Well, they actually probably would, right? If I take Murktide, would they hold up Counterspell or play Cast into Fire? I feel like if I've already tanked this long, they probably 100% Cast into Fire. Yeah, they definitely would Cast into Fire. And because I don't have a land in hand, I can't really afford them to do that, so I'm just going to take this. It's not what I want to take, but I think it's what I have to take. Okay, that was their draw step. Yeah. I mean, we could run the risk of not... We could run the risk and just hope to draw land. That's, like, highest upside. Okay, well, we know they have Counterspell, so I can't cast that. I'm just going to pass, I think. Just going to try and token them out. They can kill the first token. But there's no reason to cast a bridge into the face-up Counterspell. Wait, see if we can find the discard spell. It is a living bridge. Yet again, that was their draw step. There's no way they're tapping out for Murktide here, right? Oh. Oh, that's bad. That is bad. Those are 2 pretty good draw steps. Well, we get to resolve bridge. Should attack first, right? No, it'd still only be a 3-3. So we know they have Murktide, Heat, Counterspell. Yeah, this is actually insane for us. Right, we just slam bridge. It does turn off their Counterspell, too. Yeah, honestly, do we even care that much? This is, like, kind of fine. And we have the Talisman, so we still have colored mana. I don't even care that much. This Counterspell. I guess we can go, like, Needle Explosives, Needle Otawara. Needle Explosives, Needle Otawara. And then play a Shredder. Go. Just need to find a Lantern and we're chilling. Once we find Lantern, I think the game's over. Okay. Never cast the Astrophy. We can find a second Talisman, and we have 4 basics. Oh, I should be shredding myself, right? Yeah, I should be shredding myself. Pyxis. Pyxis. Okay, what's on top? Is it a good one? I mean, if I'm going to shred myself, I should just do it now. Give them less information. Yeah, punished. Oh, actually, I probably should have played that. Because if I play that, they can't hit me with Ragavan. Okay, that's fine. Isn't milling their library or WinCon? Yeah, but the thing is, because Shredder has an ability where you can tap 5, sack it to get a card from your graveyard, like, milling yourself, it has relevance, because you can eventually sack this to get something that you milled back. Like, I'm under the impression that you don't typically want to mill them unless you have a good reason. Now that we have 2 shredders in play, maybe that's a good enough reason. So I have a bridge in play, Sonber. 14 turn clock, yeah. 20 turn clock, right? Oh, they didn't know. Chat, we got him. We got him. I'm really glad I played that Saga. Oh, shit. Really glad I played that Saga. Alright, I'll start milling them. Ooh, can't cast that. Can I cast that? No, I can't cast that. That really sucks because now they get to hit me with Ragavan. Fuck. God, and that's going to unlock the counterspell too. That's like the only card I can't cast. Shanied, thank you very, very much for the 4 months. I appreciate that. That sucks. Oh, the trophies are uncastable? I mean, again, we have 2 more basics. Or we have 4 basics. We just have to find one. Alright, please give me a land. At this point, even if they counter the Karn, I just want to put it in play so I don't have it in my hand. Alright, land. Land! That's not Saga. Fuck. I guess I should Bauble them? Because then with 2 shredders. And then I draw a 3 on my turn. Yeah, that's fine. 4. I guess it means that if I draw land, I can go land Karn, but then I still have 2 cards in hand next turn. Yeah, Consider is fine. You can have that. Doing it this way, we can also find a Fatal Push. I guess because of that, maybe it was better to target myself with Bauble, and then if it's not a Fatal Push, mill it. Yeah, we're not winning this race. You don't know how they deal 13 damage per you mill them out. I mean, they just attack me a bunch of times with the Ragavan. Like, I'm actually fucked as long as I can't get below 3 cards. I'm kind of fucked. Drawing that Karn was so bad. I mean, it definitely starts with finding a land. That's where it starts. I might counter this. Or Spitch Murktide. Alright, you can go. Now we're on the hook for at least 2 more attacks. Yeah, we're screwed. I think we're just dead. Thoughtseize myself. Could be a line. That could be a line. Oh my god, please cast that, 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 please cast that. Damn it. They know, they are aware. Well, even though they dashed to Ragavan the turn that it couldn't attack. Didn't matter. Love that. This is the same game that they dashed to Ragavan into a bridge that couldn't attack. So play Karn, get it countered, or Thoughtseize myself and take trophy. Have 5 in hand. Actually, I Thoughtseize myself like that at 2 bolts. I think Thoughtseize self is still better. Well, sure. I mean, they're going to counter it, but they're going to counter it anyways. No matter what I play, it's going to get countered. This is honestly higher upside, right? Because maybe they don't have a second counter spell, and then I can resolve Karn next turn. We have an Elixir of Immortality that we can grab. We do have some life gain. Well, we don't need to empty our hand. We can keep 1 card. If we draw a land is fine, right? Because as long as we have 1 card in hand, that doesn't matter. These still can't attack with 1 card. This is going to be in our hand for a while. How many counter spells in graveyard? 3 counter spells, 1 force of negation. I just want to draw land. Thank you. Alright, I don't expect this to resolve. But now nothing can attack. So they have to find bolts. They might have decided out bolts. I don't know if they should. I feel like Bolt is one of their better cards. Have I been forgetting to mill them? I think I forgot to mill them last turn. Okay. Yeah, we should see what they're surveilling. They put Ragavan in the graveyard. I think I might have forgot to mill them last turn. They been to Spire Bluff. This Karn is also massive because it shuts them off of further blue mana. Honestly, if this resolves, I'm probably going to get Elixir. Okay. They've been to Flooded Strand. Go. I'm not going to have 6. I mean, they've gone through, what, 40 cards and they haven't seen a single bolt. Yeah, they might have just boarded out bolts. It is possible. Worth it to Shredder a Saga of our graveyard. They have Blood Moon in play. Yeah, we do have another Talisman. We also have 4 basic lands that we can draw towards. There's plenty of ways to cast this trophy. We have a lot of basics. Yeah, still no bolts. I mean, if they don't have bolts, they can't win, I think. Unless we draw exactly a second trophy. It changes the clock. We have Otawara on lockdown, so they can't, like, end of turn bounce something to unlock the bridge. Counter spell, see if they keep on top. They did put a card on top, which I am going to mill. What is it? Is it a bolt? They put a Shredder on top? Really? Okay. Interesting. No, I don't even care about the Blood Moon. Okay, let's see what they do with the Surveil. They put a Preordain into their graveyard, so no point in doing anything now. 2 top. That's not good. Oh, the 1/3 Shredder can attack. Yeah. Top is extremely scary. Okay, Heat in the graveyard. Still no bolts. Go. Imagine winning this game. They top, so I would mill them. Maybe. Oh, fuck, I should have... they did top another one. I should have milled that again. Or, no, they top, which they drew 1. And that was the second one, right? Maybe they just know they don't have any outs. They didn't board in... They didn't keep in bolts. So maybe they know they're dead anyways. We're just doing a little time stalling. Although I could draw a second trophy. Expressive Iteration... I guess I don't want them to have that. Channeler is fine. You can have Channeler. I definitely want to mill my Thoughtseize, too. I don't want to draw Thoughtseize. Because then I die to a single bolt. Uh-oh. I have to mill that, because I can't cast it. Yeah, that's fine. I'll take that. I will take that. Yeah, you can have a basic island, your turn. So we know they have Channeler in hand. They're activating Pyxis. Sure. Okay. Feel like I might just let them have Expressive. Yeah, I think I can let them have Expressive. Because if they put a bolt on top after the Expressive, I can just mill that. Cool. They must have just cut bolts. Jesus Christ, what a game. What a game. Yeah, I mean, that one was like... They actually did kind of have outs, because I didn't really have the full lock for a while. So they kind of had outs for a while. Cookbook is good versus Moon. Don't you want it in the sideboard for Karn, though? Well, like, because the logic of bringing in Cookbook means that your Sagas are online, but your Sagas are offline against Moon, right? So I think it's more important to just have it in your sideboard for Karn, since you're not Sagaing as much. I think this hand's a keep, right? And lose is kind of hard to Ragavan, but most of my hands do. What's up, John? Every game, by the way. Just take Shredder. Ooh, do we take Shredder or Saga? The Shredder is appealing with the Talisman, but so is the Saga. Go like Saga, Talisman, Lantern next turn. And the Saga presents 2 blockers for Ragavan. I'm taking Saga, I think. I think it's a lot better. We can just get Shredder off of the Saga. Taking this is worse if they have Blood Moon, I guess. But then we could just go basic Talisman, Lantern, let them have this for a couple turns. Okay, we're somehow up on time, too, by the way. I don't know how we're up on time. Alright, don't Blood Moon me next turn, please. I'm asking nicely. They're gonna Spell Pierce my Talisman, sure. Rude. Go. We are, John. It's exactly what we're trying to do. Okay, no Blood Moon. That's good. Well, they could still have it. They don't. They have 2 cards in hand. Spell Pierce on Talisman was kind of rough. I mean, I think we just have to try and present blockers for Ragavan. Yeah. Also, Shredder is really bad in the Bowmasters. They have a removal spell. They're just like snap going to combat. Not much I can do about it. Wow. Really? I'll take this all day. Should we play Bowmasters? Maybe. It's good against Ring, too. It also kind of solves the Ragavan problem. Okay, now what's the plan? This is definitely the critical turn as far as how we want to play the rest of this game. Because I could try and race them. I could just go make a token, play second Saga, play Lantern, get Shredder. Honestly, kind of like that, because it also doesn't turn the Shredder on. I'm going to do that, actually. I'm just going to go make a token, get Shredder, play Saga, play Lantern. Get Shredder, play Saga, play Lantern. They might counter the Lantern, but that's fine. Force of Negotiation. Okay, if they top with the Channeler, I guess I'll probably mill it. It's okay, John, they hardcasted it. It's fair. They're thinking about their Surveil. I mean, if they top anything, I'm just going to mill it. They binned Odawara. Alright, go. This is nice because they're not turning on Delirium pre-combat. They have Schmurktide, which we have Trophy for. Could even Thoughtseize first if I want to. Oh, do you think their last card's a counterspell? Karn. Yes, you can do Cage Pyramids. We think their last card is a counterspell. Do I want to play around a counterspell? I thought to use I have to pay 2 life, and I give them a Shredder. But giving them a Shredder is not as relevant, since they'll have no cards in hand after I Thoughtseize. Yeah, and either way, I'm not making a token, and I get to play the Pyxis this turn. Yeah, we'll Thoughtseize. Can I trophy their turn? Oh, that's true. I can also trophy on their upkeep. That's a good point, but I kind of want to play the Pyxis. Okay, that's unfortunate. So now we Pyxis, they trigger Shredder with no cards in hand, and then we upkeep trophy. Yeah, that's fine. They might get 1 counter on the Shredder. Next turn, Bridge with Karn. I don't know if we're going to have enough time for that. We're going to take... this also gets really dicey if they... No attacks. This gets extremely dicey if they can get Delirium here. Because if they get Delirium, we're just dead. Unless we draw exactly Bridge. Yeah, that's probably going to find Delirium. Oh, wait. They put a card on top. I could have exiled in response. Yeah. That's bad. I don't know if there was any way for us to prevent them from getting Delirium, is the thing. Like, no matter what, they were always going to get Delirium. Now we're taking 8, which means I think we have no outs. Yeah, I think we just have no outs. 2. Pretty good sequence of cards from having no cards in hand. Jesus Christ. Top deck Bridge. No, because I can't empty my hand. They still have a 2/4 flyer. Is there anything I can do? I can Needle Flooded Strand, blow up 1 flyer with Trophy, still dead to the other one. Nah, no Shadow Spear. The thing about Shadow Spear is this deck doesn't usually go towards Urza Saga tokens, so it rarely comes up. This is one of the situations where it, could come up. It's so narrow that I don't think it's worth it, because it is a brick if you just draw it without Saga. Yeah, I think there's no way out. GG's. GG's. Okay, what do we got? Sand seems fine. Stirrings into lands. Okay. They said 04 LOL in chat. Alright, cool. I mean, unfortunate that we don't get a match, but, you know. I guess we get a 3-2 Gamba. Is this Lufa's list? I copied this from Canister. What could possibly go wrong with this hand? It's like nothing that could ever go wrong with this hand, right? Fishball incoming. Somebody should make a clip of that with Kevin just saying, or like Kevin saying Bish Balkan instead of Chaos Max. Stop saying Bish Balkan, he's not playing Bish Balkan. Word. Well, that's probably the worst that could happen. Take both Bridges. Jeff Bridges. What the exile? Thoughtseize. You know, I just thought about something. Because we have Jegantha and we have 4 Ensnaring Bridges, we should just rename this deck to Jeff Bridges, right? Your turn. Your turn. I'd say they made a new scam spell. It's like the most marginal thing. Doom scams in the chat. Doom scams. Doom scam right now. Right meow. A nice Thoughtseize. Okay. It's not, I mean, there are definitely worse draws in my deck. There are certainly better ones, too. No, I haven't seen Cedric's preview card. What is Cedric's preview card? Muscles for Brains. Thank you for the Prime sub. Yeah, Muscles for Brains? How's that work? Okay, that helps. So, make a token, get a thing, play a Thoughtseize. What thing are we getting? Lantern, maybe? So we can have full information. That's not a bad draw either. They have double Fury, huh? I mean, I guess I'll take a Fury. But now I guess there's no reason to hold back both, because they're just going to Fury 1 anyways. But they can kill both. No, they can't kill both, right? 3-1. Yeah, there's no reason to hold back. I mean, their hand still kind of sucks. We know they're drawing a Fable. I think we still win this game. It's at least going to be close. So we can mill that with the Shredder next turn. We can go make another token, shred that, leave back enough blockers, even through the Fury. They're just gonna Fury now, okay. Fury, pitch, Fable. So what's their hand? Dothy, Ragavan. What was the last card? Dothy, Ragavan. Oh, second Fable, right. Dothy, Ragavan, Fable, okay. Yeah, I forgot they had a second Fable. Dothy, Ragavan, Fable, okay. So we're drawing Stirrings. Make a token, get Shredder. And then we shred their Bloodstained Mire now. How much of an issue is this Dothy Voidwalker? Kind of a big issue, right? Kind of a big problem. I can't race them. I'm trying to think of how I beat this Voidwalker. It's only dealing me 2 a turn because I do have the Inventors Fair. Attack? Attack is just bad, right? Oh, actually... No, attack is good. Because they go to 11, they go to 9, play Dothy, and then I have lethal. So they actually can't even attack next turn. Yeah, no, you're right. I actually think this is good. Yeah, they just can't attack. They go Shock Dothy, attack, they die. So they can go Shock Dothy, but then they have to chump block with the Grief. Ragavan? Ragavan doesn't matter, I have a blocker. If they dash Ragavan, I just block with the 4-4. Second Dothy. Okay. Won't they play Ragavan? Oh, and have a chump blocker. So you think they'll just go Shock to 9, attack, play Ragavan? They could do that. Yeah, we go to 3 with the Fair, which is not that bad. This is a weird spot. This is a fun game. These are the games that are dope with Lantern, you know? Not the games where you're just playing an Ensnaring Bridge and your opponent is just drawing irrelevant cards the whole game. These games are fun as hell. They do Shock, which I assume that means they're playing Ragavan and attacking. I feel like that's what I would do. Yeah. Yeah, take this. So now the question is, do we mill the Lantern? Because we don't care about them having a second Voidwalker. Like, their second Voidwalker's irrelevant. If I mill the Lantern, what am I looking for? Just lands to play the Karn? Bridge? Yeah, I think I milled the Lantern. Okay. We'll get Forest so I can cast the other Stirrings. We get Stirrings into Bridge. How about another Saga? Does that win the race? Yeah, think about this. It should appear modern. After the purchase subscription, no longer have access to Discord. If you have any questions, you can feel free to DM me, Hobby. If you want to DM me, like, if you don't have access to Discord, you can DM me on Twitch or whatever. If you want to, I can answer your questions later. Shredder for insurance. I mean, the problem is, I don't attack. They just go Voidwalker pass, don't attack. I mean, I also kind of need a land for... Wait, no, the Saga works, right? Yeah, no, the Saga works, I think. Hold on. I think this is fine. I've already played a land this turn. Well, I need a land for next turn. Yeah, I need a land for next turn. I guess this is awkward, because now I have to trade for Grief. I forgot that I already played a land that turn. I still think I need land for Karn, though. Land for Karn's very important. That's whatever, kind of. We know their whole hand. Oh, right, I have to double block the Grief. They get to hit me with Ragavan. Their hand right now is Fable the Mirrorbreaker, Dothy. Right, so now they just go play Dothy. Yeah, okay, we're fucked. Unless we Codex Shredder upkeep mill for Bridge. So I guess taking the second Shredder would have given me an out to find Bridge. I would have had one extra mill on my upkeep. If I had taken Shredder instead of Saga. Maybe that was better. I actually get 3 more looks. I get 1 look end step, untap 2 more looks. Earlier we should have Saga'd Mire instead of Shredder. Saga'd Mire instead of Shredder? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by Saga Mire instead of Shredder? Saga for Needle. Oh, when they had the Bloodstained Mire on top? And we decided to get Shredder. Yeah, because if getting Shredder, it does make it really awkward if they find another land below it. So maybe you're right. I could see it. Yeah, that was reasonable. That was definitely something we could have done. Do we want Trophy or no? I don't know if we want Trophy. Yeah, our line's a lot better if they don't find a land below the Bloodstained Mire, but we do get punished by second land pretty hard. What do you usually cut in this matchup, Timmy? Yeah, Surgical maybe too. I have no idea what to cut. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't play this deck, as you could tell. Yeah, we could shave on discard. I kind of want to keep Inquisition for turn 1 Ragavan. We can cut Thoughtseize. I'm down with that. Bring in Push Trophy. I don't know if I want Surgical. I think just Push Trophy is good. Book for life gain. I think it's more important to have in the sideboard for Karn. Because typically in situations where you need to empty your hand, it's like you're playing, you have expensive cards like Karn, right? And you go Karn for book and then you can start emptying your hand that way. We can't Chalice on 1. We have way too many 1s. The first Jegantha. What's up? This hand is weird. Can I keep? I don't even know. I'm just gonna Pithing Needle Bloodstained Mire because I'm a Chad. This is the Chad move. Alright. Please tell me you have 3 Bloodstained Mires in your hand. One time. Oh, come on. God damn it. Confused about 2 Karns? I think the theory is that you don't want to flood on them because you're a bridge deck. So, like, there's going to be some situations where you have Saga that naturally dies, so it doesn't produce mana the turn, you know, after it's gone. And you have, like, 3 mana that you play a bridge, and then you lose your 4th land, and you're just, like, stuck with 2 cards in hand that you can't empty and when you have bridge in play, and that can be kind of awkward. This is just Ensnaring Bridge Turbo. That's what the deck is. So keeping the curve low for bridges makes sense. Cool deck. Cool deck. You see, the thing about the thing about Rakdos Scam is it's just so much fun to play against. What a good deck. Great deck. Nice. Great deck. Go! Woo, are we having fun? I'm having fun. Why didn't they take my Shredder? That was so bad. You know my last card? You knew my last card. I mean, this game is just misery, so it's fine. I'm allowed to complain when my opponent has grief. Yes, I'm allowed to complain when my opponent has grief on Dying Malice. This is just Exodia. Nobody in the format can beat this. You can't convince me otherwise. Not a single deck in the format can beat this start. Oh, well. Nice deck. Never mind, we win. Go. BMing with the Seas? Well, now they can't win, so... Good deck. I don't want to mill them in the blind because they could have Croxa. Thinking back, I forgot to tell you this. Yeah, cannot grief the top of the deck. I'm just going to make a second bridge, I think. I wonder if they wanted take a needle because they have explosives, but like... Do I copy the bridge? Ooh, maybe I should have done it main phase, because now they can have cast into fire. I guess we can just wait. I'll keep shredding myself. Yeah, we got plenty of time. And now we're getting a life each turn. Oh, well, now the game's over. Blood Crypt? You can have that one. I accept. Guess they could have Brotherhood's End. Can't beat it anyways. Oh, right, they can't fetch. Because we have the stupid needle. I forgot about the needle. Okay. Dothy Voidwalker. Debating on shredding myself in response? No, I kind of just want another Shredder now. This thing's, what, 4 to sack? I mean, I kind of want a bridge. I kind of want a Shredder. There's like a couple of different things I can do here. Like, I'm trying to think of how I lose this game. Kind of fine with them drawing Grief. Also kind of fine with me drawing a land, because it's just something that I can cast. Although I'd rather draw Karn. How about I mill myself? Okay. And let's copy Shredder. We could just go Karn uptick. I like how it puts the Shredder over here with the rest of the lands. Oh yeah, we're upticking this turn. I do not care if you draw Grief. That is fine. I think the only card we can possibly lose to is Brotherhood's End. I don't know. Maybe just like a Shatter on Bridge could be bad now, because I copied the Shredder. What are my thoughts? I don't have thoughts. If they have Cast into Fire for Bridge, this could maybe get dicey. Scooped. Yeah, I guess K-Command. Well, they don't have a third land. The Bloodstained Mire was turned off. They couldn't fetch. No, we don't have a Stone Brain for Brotherhood's End. Also, even if they have a single Shatter, we still have Lantern Codex Shredder to find another bridge. This is actually the nuts. Maybe they won't have turn 1 Grief for the third game in a row. Too much to ask for, I guess. Magic is so good. Magic is such a good game. So good. Every game, by the way. All 3 games. I think they kept 7 all 3 games, too. They had this every single game, and they kept 7 all 3 games. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Just lose Forehead. Oh, had it, by the way. Well, never mind. Definitely not shuffling this turn. Drew a Delta. Can feel the pressure. They did not attack. Thanks. They just spotted me some damage. Well, I guess I'll just play around Blood Moon, because I want to make sure that I can cast the bridge next turn. Because, obviously, if I deploy Saga, I can make a token, but if I deploy Saga, they play Blood Moon, then I can't, I want them to have Ragavan. Do I care? Like, medium annoying, because I have 3, 4... I'll still have 2 cards in hand. No, I don't want to do this. Yeah, I'll mill the Ragavan. It's fine. It's, like, moderately annoying. I'm gonna fetch in response. Okay. Voidwalker's also... Oh, yeah, they milled the Voidwalker, right. Okay, sure. We know they have a Bloodstained Mire. Yeah, I guess they could draw Grief there. Okay, they didn't want to play anymore. Cool. That was fun. Just complains about getting scammed all 3 games, then easily wins anyways. You can't grief the top of the deck, bucko. Oh, deck was sweet. 3-2. Trying to think if there's... I mean, again, I don't have a ton of experience with Lanterns, so I'm not sure exactly what is stock, what you can cut from this deck. Like, maybe a bridge should be in the sideboard, maybe you should play more Karns, maybe you should play a 4th Talisman, but felt pretty good. I think it was fine. 3-2. Can't complain. Anyways, like, subscribe, comment. I'll see you in the next one. Believers rejoice. Love to see it. I love beating Scam, especially when they grief Voidwalker or grief Scam.